Lads, welcome back to Fusion YGO. Today, I'm going to show off what I took to YCS Indianapolis. I think the deck was really solid, and I'll talk about it more in detail when we go through the card by card, but yes, today I am going to be showing off my Chimera branded Runick deck profile from YCS Indie. We are going to go ahead and dive right in to Chimera branded Runick. I think this deck's insane, and let's go into it. Okay, so we're starting out, we're playing 3 copies of Mirror Sword Knight. We have 3 copies of Gazelle, King of Mythical Claws. We're playing 2 copies of Big Wing Berfomet, and then lastly is 1 copy of Cornfield Codal, 2 copies of Chimera Fusion, and I think this is a really, just a perfect little package. I don't think it needs to be more than this. I think any more than this is actually kind of absurd. That's the Chimera package I'm running. Next up is the branded package, which is 2 copies of Fallen of Albaz, 3 copies of Branded Fusion as well. Alright, next up is the Runick package. So we're playing 2 copies of Runick Fountain, 3 copies of Runick Tip, Freezing Curses. You've got 3 copies of Flashing Fire, 3 Runick Destruction, 3 copies of Slumber for protection. It's an easy one to be able to abuse. 2 copies of Dispelling. This one is actually really good. So Dispelling allows you to hand rip. So when your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, and there's a lot of that in this format, it's really solid. And with things like Chimera, King of Phantom Beasts, being able to rip a card out of their hand, and other cards in the deck that can rip cards out of the hand, you could actually put your opponent down 3 cards. 4 because they would have required a hand trap for one of them. So they're down 4 cards. They got 2 cards to break your board. Absolutely nuts. And then 1 copy of Smiting Storm, mostly for just another name. And now for the non-engine. We are running the Patchwork engine, so 2 Edgem Chain, 2 Fray for Patchwork, 2 Polymerization. It's pretty solid. Giving you Polymerization is to protect your Chimera. It's all searchable. They don't really, like, it doesn't really brick because Polymerization is almost always good. Edgem Chain searches Patchwork, which is to another Edgem Chain and a Poly. So it doesn't, there's no confliction really. I know there's a lot of lists cutting this, but I think this is super solid. It's also a Fiend, which is really important. And then 3 copies of Talent. It's one of the best cards going first or second. I successfully pulled off a hand rip plus like at least 5 interruptions that they knew of. It's very easy to get to a big interruption board where you still have a lot of cards in hand as well. Talent is just really good. The draw effect has, I don't even remember the last time I used it. Let's go into the extra deck. That's 45 in the main. It's a little bigger than you'd like to see, but I think this list is really strong. So I don't know what I'd cut if I was going to cut anything. We're playing 2 copies of the Hug. Hugin is incredibly necessary in this deck. We are playing Munin to win in time. Denver came up, but I want to have the option. Gary to be able to recycle Grave, Fountains, Sleep Near, secretly an MVP. So this card is relatively new. It's from Nexus, but you're able to target a card your opponent controls and banish both this card and that card. And it can be during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase to just get rid of 1 card and blink something. Can be really good. It is a beast. That's one of the biggest reasons it's here, but its effect has come up defensively for me to allow me to grind games. Being able to make Sleep Near is just really cool. 2 copies of Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts. Chimera, the Illusion Beast. This one is actually an OTK machine, and it actually came up. We are playing Magnum the Reliever. This card's insane. 2 copies of Guardian Chimera. You play Poly for the protection effect, and you will use 2. I mean, it will come up. It doesn't come up a lot, but I haven't made 2 yet. I'm contemplating cutting 1 just to be able to have a little bit more space in the extra for other cards. Because there's a couple of cards in the extra I kind of want to play. I just can't find space for, and that's the challenge. And then for the Brandeds, we're playing 1 Albion, just for a search target. A Rindbrum. So Rindbrum is actually really important. It's kind of critical. This card's insane against things like Unchained because you can just bounce stuff. Rindbrum's crazy good. Lubellion, as it's your shuffler and it helps you recycle. And Mirror Jade, because it's Mirror Jade, it wins you games. It's a very strong card. My side deck for the event, Marionette Might. It did come up because it's a dark. The bigger thing here with Marionette Might is it's just there for Unchained. And I didn't see it against Unchained. I used it with Branded Fusion. 3 copies of Druid Swarm. It's for the Unchained matchup, but it's also a dark, so it doubles as. I didn't see this today either. I saw almost no side deck cards, to be honest with you. Change of Heart I did see, because I drew a lot, and I saw a Change of Heart, and I was able to just kind of steal the game. Change of Heart, really strong. Dark Ruler. Dark Ruler might be the wrong choice. It's just a choice I went with. Not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sold on this card specifically in the side deck, but it's really, really good. All right, 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone. It's specifically for the Unchained matchup because it doesn't destroy. It banishes, and it's really, really good for that. Just when you need additional back row hate. 3 copies of Evenly Matched. It just balances the game out, wins you games. This deck, you don't need your battle phase a lot, so if you can go like Dark Ruler evenly for whatever reason, that doesn't come up a lot, but it's really funny when it does. Just being able to clear a board. And that's going to do it for what I played at YCS Indie. As of right now, there's no changes I'd make, but I'm still tinkering, seeing if I can find ways to slim it down to make any of the engines work a little bit more efficiently. If there's any cards I can cut, things like Smiting Storm are on my chopping block, and so is the Patchwork engine because I never used it. But I also want to have more options to be able to compete with things like Floowandereeze. So it's all a how do I fix it? If you have any suggestions, I'm happy to read them in the comment section below. But I do recommend testing the list out first before you come at it, because it is actually really efficient. If you guys want to see a combo tutorial of kind of how this deck works, let me know in the comment section down below as well. I'm happy to show it off. I just need to have enough interest in it, so make sure to smash the like button to show me that you actually want to see that. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, lads, good fun. Have luck.